The silent note, the murder of Elena Cross. Sometimes the loudest screams are made in silence, and sometimes justice is hidden in the folds of a melody. This is the story of Elena Cross, a gifted composer whose life ended in a quiet Vermont town. What looked like a tragic accident would unravel into a tale of betrayal, guilt, and a confession buried in song. Maple Hollow, Vermont. Population 3,400. A postcard-perfect town where strangers wave from porches and the church bells still ring every hour. It's the kind of place where you know your barista's birthday, and the darkest secrets are often hiding in plain sight. Elena Cross was once the pride of Maple Hollow, a musical prodigy who left for New York City with dreams larger than her small-town roots. She performed at Carnegie Hall by 19, composed off-Broadway by 24. But fame came with a cost. Rumors of a broken engagement, burnout, and an unspoken trauma. 2 years before her death, Elena returned to Maple Hollow. The official reason? Rest. Healing. But behind her serene composure was something deeper. She renovated St. Luke's Chapel, a decommissioned church, into a private music conservatory for children. She kept to herself, taught passionately, lived quietly, until one October morning the silence broke. October 19th, 2021. 9-year-old Lily Harmon, a piano student, arrived early for her Saturday lesson. The door was unlocked. Odd, Elena was never late. Lily walked in. The hall was quiet. Sheet music rustled in the breeze from a cracked window. She found Elena lying motionless beside the grand piano. Paramedics were called. The police arrived. At first, everyone assumed a fall, an accident, maybe even a seizure. But to Detective Nora Mallory, newly transferred from Burlington, something didn't feel right. Elena's wrists showed faint bruising, her fingernails blood-stained, her fingers too stiff, too tense. And there, tucked beneath the piano lid, was a single sheet of handwritten music, titled The Silent Note. The initial coroner's report found no head trauma consistent with a fall, but further examination revealed pressure marks on Elena's neck. The cause of death? Strangulation. A thin wire, likely copper. Piano wire, perhaps. Time of death? Sometime between 9 p.m. and midnight the previous evening. But the true curiosity was the music. Elena was meticulous. She never left music inside the piano. This handwritten composition was odd, haunting, and sparse. Even to the untrained eye, something was missing. Every instance of the note G above middle C had been left out, as if deliberately silenced. And in a past interview for a local music magazine, Elena once said, "Sometimes silence says more than any note. What you don't hear can reveal what you need to know." Detective Mallory knew this wasn't a composition. It was a message. The investigation began with Elena's close circle. Few people had access to the chapel, but 3 names rose to the top. 1. Daniel Wexler, 41, Elena's ex-fiancé, a playwright. Their breakup was public and ugly. Elena had accused him of gaslighting her during their final project together. After she left New York, he left voicemails, dozens, some pleading, others aggressive. Quote from voicemail, "You don't get to leave me behind like I'm nothing. Not again." But Daniel had an alibi. Security footage showed him in Manhattan during the weekend of the murder. Solid. 2. Meredith Fay, 56, Maple Hollow's head librarian. More importantly, Elena's former piano teacher, the mentor who had trained Elena from age 6. By all accounts, their relationship was complicated. Meredith had criticized Elena's renovation of St. Luke's Chapel, calling it sacrilegious vanity. Several townspeople mentioned Meredith's bitterness. Quote from local interview, Meredith always said Elena forgot where she came from, but I think it was more than that. I think she hated that Elena came back and outshined her. Most damning, her fingerprints were found inside the piano lid, exactly where the sheet of music was hidden. 3. Adam Harmon, 38, a handyman, recently divorced, father of Lily Harmon. He volunteered frequently at the chapel, soft-spoken, always nearby. Some neighbors said he had a gentle crush on Elena. After her death, Adam vanished, took his daughter and left town without notice. Suspicious, yes, but there was no forensic link, no motive beyond speculation. Each suspect held pieces. None had the full puzzle. That was until one student stepped forward. Carter Klein, 14, had studied under Elena for 2 years. He described her as kind but haunted. One night, staying late to clean up, Carter overheard a conversation in the chapel. He wasn't sure who the other person was, but he swore it was a woman. The tone wasn't angry, it was emotional, confessional, scared, sad, regretful. He believed it was Meredith. Detective Mallory turned to Elena's personal journals, mostly mundane, lesson notes, shopping lists, but buried deep was one entry, dated October 3rd, 2021. She said she's sorry, that she's sorry for what she did. I thought I could forgive her, but what she told me, I don't think I can look at her the same. I have to finish the piece. It's the only way to say it. Suddenly, the silent note wasn't just music. It was a confession in code. The missing G note, over and over, like a redacted name. A secret she couldn't say out loud. So she wrote it. Mallory sent the music sheet to forensic labs. Under infrared scanning, they found faint pressure indentations. Not ink, just impressions. The invisible trace of a pen once pressed to paper. The words read, "She knows, she'll tell. I can't let her." Handwriting matched notes found on Meredith's desk. The indentations, same pressure, same stroke pattern, same pen. When confronted, Meredith confessed. Meredith Fay had been Elena's first piano teacher, her mentor, her trusted adult. When Elena was 14, she had been abused by Meredith, psychologically, emotionally, and sexually. It was never discovered. Elena left for New York and buried it. But returning to Maple Hollow, reclaiming the chapel, the same space where it had happened, it stirred everything back up. Meredith approached her, asked for forgiveness. She said she was sick back then, that she'd never meant to hurt her. Elena refused. Instead, she composed the silent note, a piece of music that left out a single note, G. Was it G for guilt, for grooming, or simply the initial of the name she could never say out loud? The piece was never meant for an audience. It was her truth, her final testimony. And Meredith knew. She returned to the chapel late that night. The confrontation turned physical. She used piano wire, the very medium of their bond, to silence the only person who knew the truth. Meredith Fay was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. She received a life sentence without parole. The trial stunned the country. And yet, in the end, Elena's story wasn't just about a murder. It became a symbol of survival, of artistry, and of silent voices breaking free. Her composition, The Silent Note, was performed by the Vermont Youth Symphony in a tribute concert, and later by the New York Philharmonic in a nationally broadcast memorial. Today, the chapel remains empty, not abandoned, but preserved. A monument to one woman's courage, a place where silence no longer hides shame, but sings of truth. Detective Nora Mallory, in a press interview, said, "The truth wasn't in the evidence. It was in the spaces between the notes. And that's where Elena lived, where she died, and where, finally, she was heard." If this story left you shaken, Good, because it should. Behind every true crime headline is a person whose voice was taken. Elena Cross found a way to speak one last time. You just had to listen. In memory of Elena Cross. If you or someone you know is a survivor of abuse, please seek help. Subscribe, like, share. Leave a comment about what justice means to you.